It's myself, Sarah Love.
And myself, MysDiggi.
And right now,
on the Hip Hop Show,
we're joined by
none other than
Novar.
Man like Novar.
When exactly did you drop? Well, first of all, welcome.
Thank you for having me, man.
It's so lovely to have you here because it's like old family member.
Of course.
Long time.
I'm sure I knew Nova when he was a teenager.
Yeah. A young teenager.
When you were called Supernova.
Yeah, I can't remember when I dropped that. I changed it a few times, to be honest.
Yeah, but I feel like that's a while now.
Yeah, it's a while. I changed it to Nova. I wanted to just make it Nova. That's what people call me. And then for a while it was Nova Flip because I left the group name on there because I didn't want to get confused with other Novas. Like you've been through that with other maestros and all of that. Yeah. But now I'm just gonna ride it Nova with an R at the end. It's
so Flip is the group, innit?
Yeah. So we used to be Flip the Script.
Yeah, that was it.
FLIP and me, Big Ben.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Big Ben.
Jesus, Big Ben. I saw his face somewhere though recently. It's either a picture or in a video recently where he's still around, innit?
He's about with doing stuff together and
always, man. So you got an album coming?
I got an album. I feel like last time I was here, I kind of announced it. It was a while ago.
Yeah, you did.
I'd mentioned it for the first time, like on a public platform.
You said it was coming, but you weren't sure when it was coming out.
Yeah. So that's done. It's coming out August 31st. So a couple of weeks.
I was going to say, what can you remember when it was that you were last on the show? Is it over a year ago?
Yeah, definitely over a year ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I recorded this album 3 years ago. It could have been a bit after that. So I recorded it like in 5 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks in 2015. I'd done pretty much all the vocals for the album. I was going through a breakup at the time. It was an emotional time. Like I couldn't even really tell the whole story on this album. It's about that time, but they were like it was a very. I was in a dark place. Like some messed up stuff had gone on with my family, and it led to a separation that I was going through some like emotional times, and I just decided, like, I just started making music about it, like, and in 4 or 5 weeks I'd basically had like an album there, and I was like, this is, and I started doing stuff I wouldn't do before, making music I wouldn't make before.
In what way?
Because, well, like more melodic, like kind of singing, different kinds of production.
Is this that album, the one where you were singing?
Yeah,
there was an album. Oh, this is it.
This is it.
That was a while ago. Yeah.
But I didn't want to just throw it out there. Like, so I've had it for a while, and then I've spent all that time like making it better and making the production better. So I had one song. It's called "Have It All," which is going to be probably one of the main singles. I've shot a video to it in Gambia that's going to come out soon, and it was like almost a house record when I made it. I produced it myself. I put the drums to it, and it's like this kind of house beat. And then I took it to Show and Prove. I was like, "What we're going to do with this?" And then he flipped it and like turned it into this kind of Afro beats thing. And this was before like that was the wave that's going on now. This was 2015. He's put this little wave to it, and I was like, "Right, that's kind of heavy." And then this Drake record come out a while later, and then a Rihanna record, and I was like, I got a record like this.
That's what they all say.
Trust me. But it's a bit different.
Oh, what?
Anyway,
So but it's now. I bet it doesn't sound anything like that now, because obviously when someone's put it out, you're like, shit, I can't put that out now. Yeah. People go, yo, that sounds like the Drake tune.
Nah, but it doesn't sound like it anyway.
Is it just the Afro beat?
It's just got that influence in there, you know. So
it's funny because the Afro beat thing as well. I feel like obviously you had the broken beat thing here, and that kind of, it was like broken beats. So it's like you're listening to something that's up tempo, but it wasn't just dropping on boom, boom, you know, it was all broken and all that. But it kind of fizzled out. I feel like it didn't get as much traction, or like people weren't really feeling it as much. But then now you've got like broken beats, you know, the sort of Nigerian version of Afrobeat, I guess.
Afrobeats is like from Nigeria, the music that a lot of this commercial UK rap music is influenced by, from the J Husses and the Mo Stack. It's like they're calling it Afro Swing, Afro.
Oh, they're switching it up now.
Afro Trap. They've had all these little names that tried to like attach to it, but it's just in Nigeria they call it Afro beats, which is different to Afro beat with an S at the end of it. Afro beats, which is like an R&B kind of
Yeah, the Afro
like,
beats
melodic
like
kind of vibe.
Yeah,
it's kind of similar to
it is
Bashment.
interesting. I mean, after a while, I ain't gonna lie. After you do get a bit mixed up on which tune what.
I don't care.
You get lost in it. But the vibe of it, like the girls love it. Like when you're in the club and they're playing all the
bro, like
what's wrong with the white man?
That's what I'm saying. And I went with Kingpin to Gambia to shoot. We shot 2 videos out there, and literally, I hadn't really embraced that music yet. Even I had that one record. I mean, the album don't sound like that. That's just one song, but I'm in the clubs and I'm just hearing these songs every night. So I was going crazy. Like me, I DJ a little bit now and all of that. So when I came back, I was like, I'm trying to be Afrobeats DJ. Like this is
it? I remember when I went to Miami. Yeah, this was like my first ever trip. With the rap thing with you. Like, and this was like 2000 or 2001. Went to Miami. Yeah.
When everyone went.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I wasn't there. Like, we didn't go. I was hating.
Well, Intense. Yeah. Reveal was hating as well. There's a few people, and I was with Messiah. You remember Messiah?
Yeah.
And I remember like we were going around. I was like, right, this is Miami. I went to Foot Locker. I was like, yeah, let me see what's going on here. And it's like once you got the culture, like even the bounce music. Like say at that time the big tune was. Dead Prez, hip hop. Yeah. I didn't really get it until I was there, and then the car goes by, booming, and you're like, oh, and then people stop in the street and just start dancing. You're like, oh, I get it now. This is me. I went back to Foot Locker. Yeah, let me get some of the tracksuit bottoms. I got some big ass Nike Jordans that I'd never wore. I would have never worn them before, but I was like, yo, I get it now. I get the culture. Let me get these things.
Just on the hype.
That shit was stupid, man.
No, but this album sounds mad personal.
It's very personal. It's mad. Like I feel like I called it Damaged because it's something me and Big Ben used to say to each other. Like we talk about people and be like, when you're watching someone go through a difficult situation or do something that maybe you might judge them for, even and be like, oh, that person's just damaged. So it's like understanding why they're doing what they're doing or whatever when they're bugging out. It's about the whole album is basically about the relationship and breakup I was going through, but I said to myself, I could have done so much with this concept about damaged people, like to go into issues of alcohol abuse, post-traumatic stress disorder, and all of these things. And then I looked at it and I thought, well, I actually have. Like, all them little things are in there, even though the songs, like, they're like love songs or relationship songs.
So that's all stuff you've gone through?
All of those stuff. Yeah, stuff I've gone through. Yeah, a lot of stuff I've gone through. I mean, like, the album starts, like, the first verse, I'm talking about some traumatic experiences that I went through in my life. I used to like to drink a lot. Some people will remember that from seeing me around, very waved. I had stopped drinking 3 years ago as well. So sobriety is quite a topic on there. And I went to therapy for a little bit 3 years ago around that same time. And
what type of therapy?
What's the address now?
Do you know what? I can't actually say what type of therapy but it was just talk therapy where you're talking through your problems with a counselor.
Psychotherapist.
Yeah. I'm not really sure the correct term, but that might be right.
My friend's seeing a psychotherapist at the moment, and he's like, I think everyone should do it.
Yeah, that's what I say as well. But
he's seeing or seeing?
He's.
Yeah, I was like, right, Bob is just hustling. Yeah, you need it, bro. All of you lot need it. Like, all your friends. You see your friends when I met you.
Take this business card.
They all fucked. Yeah.
No, but I had a realization just sitting with a therapist and telling them about some experiences I went through when I was young, just in the ends and stuff that loads of my friends got them kind of stories, and being like, I'm just telling this therapist a story, and like she was just really shocked. And like that was kind of comforting to me to see that she didn't find what I was saying completely normal. And I just had a realization that around that time I started drinking a lot and going out and getting into trouble and being hyped. And I was like, that's why I was going through this trauma of this time. And
it's funny, isn't it? Yeah. Once you see that as well, or once you kind of you realize you're like, oh shit, this is like everybody. Our personalities are like built off of our experiences from when, not just like, there's stuff we don't really remember consciously, but subconsciously we do. And that's why we act that way with certain things, or like with food, or you might have a certain way about the way you like to keep your clothes or whatever. And it's all like, you think back about it, you're like, oh shit, that's because of that.
Yeah,
it's amazing, man.
Nah, it was real dope, man.
But in a way, don't you think like using the word damaged though, it like frames it in a bit of a kind of negative way?
I don't know. I'm kind of owning it, it's like I'm just owning my scars and accepting that they're there. It's a healing thing to me. You know what I'm saying? So
because also on the album you're talking about other people that you're calling damaged also.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm not saying no names. Obviously, people close to me will know what certain situations are. But to me, like, it's not even like it's difficult. But because I've left it so long before I put it out, it's not really about those people anymore. To me, like, I have different relationship with these songs. I don't feel how I felt when I wrote it.
Yeah, I was going to ask that.
So I don't have that like
attachment.
It's more like this is a situation loads of people go through, and people can relate to it and take from it what they will. I wouldn't have put it out with anyone feeling uncomfortable about it. Speaking about them also, and at the time I did speak to the people that are mentioned in it and send them the music and say, if you've got a problem with this, like, let it be known. And they was like, no, that's fine.
It's weird.
Don't talk about. They did say, don't talk about this and this, but and I was like, okay.
So was it quite therapeutic then?
Yeah, the music.
Going through this process?
Yeah, so the music is the most therapeutic part, I would say. I mean, like, at that time when I was in that low place, I really feel like that just recording that process. It saved me in a way. Like,
do you think in a way as well, like, it's kind of better that you put it out now that you're not so much attached to it? Like, if you'd have put it out then, and then would you be more attached to the type of response you're getting?
Probably, yeah. I might get emotional about how people respond to it and what people say about it, and now I kind of just don't. It's difficult though. I can't lie, because even now listening to it sometimes it's emotional. Like, it can take me back to that place, but I feel like I need to do it to go. To let it go. Like, I've started making other music where it's like,
you're happy,
it's more happy music. Like, and it's like, I want to start putting that stuff out, but I feel like I got to go past this,
it'll be a bit weird, isn't it? It's like, oh, fucking sad. Hey, party time, baby.
No, but sometimes in music it's nice to have those contrasts kind of thing, because there's like songs that there's this song, I can't remember the artist that I love, where it's all like really nice song, but it's a song about a stalker.
Cause I'm happy.
But the lyrics are all about, I'm stalking you.
Yeah, happy.
Every time you turn around, I'll be right
meant
there.
To be about that.
I've kind of tried.
Stalking?
Yeah.
What's
really?
that?
No, I'm joking. Saying happy was about stalking.
Oh, okay.
That'd be a masterpiece if that was some sinister shit.
We come with ideas on this
that'd be like, right, Pharrell can write, boy, because fucking I had no clue.
Well, there is contrast on there anyway. I've got the record Have It All that I mentioned already is kind of the uplifting one. That's what I'm saying to the person I'm talking to, like, we can have it all, like, we can make this work. And then the record before that on the album is called Lost It All. So those I got two, Lost It All and Have It All, and it's like literally the dark place and like the other side of it. So it's all in there.
And you've also got auto-tune.
Yeah, loads all over the place.
Tell us about it.
Sarah's favourite instrument.
Do you know what? Like, when I first started recording the album, I just started messing with auto-tune. I think I'd done it before. I started this song when I was going through a problem with the person who the album was about, and I started writing this song like when we were having some issues before the time we separated, and I tried to like sing the chorus, and it was, I couldn't really sing, and I was like, my boy Danny Bones, he's been recording with auto-tune in the UK and doing like his music. He hasn't put a lot of it out, but he was just active with it and making great music. And I always used to say, right, like, it's dope. I could never do that because people are going to judge me, so I won't. And then I was just like, fuck it. I tried the thing, and I couldn't even get the auto-tune setting to work. It sounded trash. And then like, ages later, I came back to, when we separated, I came back to that one record. It's called Let You Down, and I'm listening to it. I'm like, let me try that again. I called Danny Bones. How do I use this thing? He explains it to me, and I recorded it, and it sounded dope.
To use it to make it sound like,
and it sounded sick. He started teaching me how to do harmonies, and like, there's a lot that's gone into this shit. Like, no one can't look at this and go, oh, you're using auto-tune, so there's no skill in that. Like, I've wrote what I feel is great songs, and I've experimented with different sounds, put all kind of layers of harmony. I've put more into these vocals than anything I've ever done in my career, like 100%, and like mixing these records and making them sound as dope as possible. And I was just having fun, and I feel like because I just like gone through a breakup, I also felt like really liberated that I don't care what nobody thinks, because I feel like, I don't know, like sometimes when you're in a relationship and stuff, even with that person, it's like everything you do is being watched. Why would you do that? If I was to do that, even with my music and stuff, we should be separated to them. Yeah, well, yeah.
I
don't want to throw no one under the bus.
No, but a good relationship, your partner is there, your teammate, you're backing each other up.
She's involved,
the whole time. But speaking of being kind of a little bit controversial, then, like, what about online? Because it's quite entertaining, like, for me sometimes seeing online, like, you
my
getting
controversies
into subjects with people.
I've got into mice before, I'm sure.
But there's a few times where I felt...
I got called Clayton Bigsby. That's all I remember. That was when I was I'm done. One of you, I don't know, the Minions, someone was like, yo, this is like Clayton Bigsby over here. I remember it was something to do with something, it was called, you were calling it racist, and then I was like, shit, I clicked it because I thought, is it? And then I was like, I don't see how... Break down to me, and no one could break down to me. I'm sure people's going, yo, when I see you, I'll tell you how. I was like, yo, you know.
No, because there was a few times with you and Snips where I felt like I think Auntie Sarah needs to step in and Snips tell the boys to calm down.
Snips is funny, man.
That's a whole other podcast.
He blocked me still. He couldn't take the hit.
Is it?
Yeah, he couldn't take the truth. The realness is too much for someone.
Blocked you.
Blocked me, yeah. And the mad thing is, I didn't even tweet him when they blocked me. I wrote like a subliminal, like passive aggressive, and he saw it and blocked. I was like, yo. So anyway,
all right, we got to wrap because we got to get into this open mic now. Are you staying for the open mic?
Yeah.
I'm not rapping.
So what's
are you going to sing on the open mic?
No, because it's got to be like a kung fu reunion.
I got no bars. They asked me before, but I'm just.
Oh no, you're singing now.
Have you got your auto-tune with you? Can you turn it on?
Singing ass rapper.
Hit the open mic with some auto-tune. No, but it's so lovely having you here.
Thank you.
Is the album out already?
It's out August 31st on Underworld Connect Records, which is Kingpin's label that we're running together.
Yeah, I see that, man. Kingpin's really made a move with this Underground Connect thing,
Trust me.
It's blowing up.
But thank you so much for coming to visit us. We love you lots, and it's always nice to see, all the work and progression that's happening in your career from when you were a teenage lad.
Thank you.
But let's hit the people with this track. I'm going to play them the title tune off of the album.
Damage?
Yeah.
Alright, go on.
Oh, no,
that's exclusive. That's the way. We can do it though. We can do it. No, let's do it. Well, the single I'm pushing at the moment is called "See You Every Day." That's the one. That's the song that I'm kind of promoting at the moment. This song's about. It's about my daughter. Really, it's the one record that's about my daughter. It's not about who a lot of the other songs about. It's just about me.
Production?
The production is the kind of who's on the whole album. Danny Bones, myself, Donny Bravo, Show and Prove. We almost all made work together on loads of the songs. My daughter's vocals are on it.
Lovely. Yeah. Peace out. Here is Novar. See you every day.